Welcome back to The Explainer. Today, we are looking at something absolutely incredible. We're talking about one of the most amazing transformations in all of nature, the life cycle of birds. And to really bring this to life, we're going to follow the story of a specific green parrot named Polly, who lives way up high in the canopy of a tropical forest. Okay, let's dive right into this. How does a tiny, fragile egg actually become a magnificent, soaring parrot? It's kind of a biological marvel when you really think about it. I want you to just mentally transport yourself right now into a vibrant tropical forest. Imagine the sounds, the towering trees, the bright colors everywhere. Now, Polly is known for flying high up in that canopy, but her story, well, it didn't start in the sky. To understand the bird, we have to go back to the very beginning.
Part 1. A tiny green egg. Every bird's journey starts somewhere, and Polly's originated here, in a meticulously crafted nest of soft leaves and twigs, safely tucked away high up in the branches out of sight.
But you see, finding a safe spot is really only half the battle. Keeping that tiny egg warm and safe from danger is the next absolutely crucial step. Polly's mom actively sat on the egg to incubate it, and this steady, warm environment, it is literally the foundation for the biological life cycle to kick off. Without it, the life inside doesn't even begin to form.
Let's see how this builds over time with our chronological roadmap. Day 1, the egg is laid in the nest. Fast forward through about 3 weeks of constant warmth, and we hit the hatching phase, cracking the shell. And then, zooming out to a full year, we get our ultimate goal, a soaring adult parrot. Keeping this timeline in mind really helps us appreciate just how rapid and remarkable this development is. Which brings us to Part 2, the fluffy baby chick. After weeks of just sitting quietly in that warm egg, it finally happens. Crack, crack, crack. Polly breaks through her shell and says hello to the world. She is all fluffy and soft, but completely unable to fly. At this stage, Polly is incredibly vulnerable. She's got literally just a little bit of downy fluff, no stiff flight feathers whatsoever. So she's entirely dependent on the safety of that cozy nest her parents built for her. And because she can't exactly go out and forage for herself yet, her parents are absolute lifesavers here. They're constantly out in the forest gathering a delicious chick diet of fresh fruits and seeds. They bring all this vital, nutritious fuel back to the nest so Polly can just keep growing bigger and stronger every single day. All that eating pays off, taking us right into Part 3, growing beautiful feathers. Thanks to all those nutrients, a stunning visual transformation starts to happen. Her soft baby chick fluff begins to completely disappear, making way for the magnificent plumage that parrots are famous for. We're talking vibrant green, bright blue, and sunny yellow feathers, completely covering her tiny body. And with this new plumage comes a whole new attitude. Polly starts stretching her wings out, flapping them right there inside the nest, actively building up those muscles for the absolute biggest test of her young life. Now, what's really interesting to see here is the immense physical leap between these two stages. You go from baby Polly on the left, literally just grounded, vulnerable fluffy fluff who absolutely cannot fly, to growing Polly on the right, rocking these colorful feathers and strong, capable wings. She is finally signaling that she is ready for the sky. But being physically ready is really only half the story. Welcome to Part 4, Learning to Fly. Just like us facing a big new challenge, Polly was definitely a bit scared at first. Leaving the literal nest is a huge, universal hurdle. But when her wings were finally strong enough, her parents stepped right up as her personal flight instructors. Because overcoming that deep, instinctual fear of jumping into thin air, that takes some serious emotional support. Her parents didn't just shove her out. They were right there cheering her on with encouraging chirps, basically saying, "You can do it, Polly." And this brilliantly illustrates the exact procedural steps she had to take. Launching into the open air isn't just random, it's instinctual precision. Step 1, take a deep breath to steady those nerves. Step 2, flap those new wings as hard as you possibly can. And Step 3, with her parents' encouragement, bravely jump from the branch. Whoosh! It is a terrifying but incredibly triumphant first leap. She is definitely wobbling in the air at first, a total beginner, but she manages to glide down safely. And it's that daily persistence and practice that eventually builds up her flight muscles until she's soaring gracefully through the canopy like a pro. Which brings us to the final stage of her development, Part 5, the cycle continues. Polly blossoms into a fully independent adult parrot. She finds her own food, she meets other animals, and she plays games high up in the sky. She doesn't need her parents to survive anymore.
So, the crucial point is that a life cycle isn't just about an individual growing up. It's the complete biological journey from a tiny egg to a flying adult that ultimately starts its own family. Polly's personal story of overcoming fear and learning to fly really perfectly captures this huge universal scientific concept.
And that leads us to this really beautiful full circle moment. Applying everything she learned, Polly builds her very own nest high up in the branches and lays her own small eggs. She is perfectly replicating what her parents did for her, totally restarting that incredible biological mechanism.
So just to summarize the big picture here, in the past, years ago, Polly experienced this journey as a tiny egg herself. In the present day, she has completed the cycle and is laying eggs of her own. And looking ahead to future weeks, well, her little chicks are waiting to hatch and do the exact same thing. I want to leave you all with a thought, a provocative question really. As these new, tiny eggs finally hatch, what magnificent adventures will the next generation explore? The story of Polly isn't just a one-off tale. It is an endless, beautiful circle of life unfolding in the forest every single day. I really hope this explainer gave you a new appreciation for the absolute magic of birds. Keep exploring, and I'll catch you on the next one.